Welcome to the DualShockers ShockCast, episode 177. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, here with Mr. George Jimenez.
Hi.
And we got a newcomer, Crystal Mills.
Hi.
Will hopefully be joining us from now on. Yeah, I gotta admit, I wasn't fully prepared for this show. I was supposed to have the link ready for you guys. I didn't do any of that stuff.
Nope.
Oh, well, what are you gonna do?
I'm prepared. I'm professional.
Yep.
Might as well talk about E3.
Yeah, exactly. Go into the chat, George, hit us with those new game releases, and I'll hit you guys with the link.
Oh, this is way off.
Yeah, this is going to be the big E3 special, people. We're going to talk about everything E3 related. And some other stuff, too. All right, go for it.
So, for the week of June 1st to June 8th, we've got WildStar on the PC, War Thunder on PS4, Hyperdimensional Neptunia Producing Perfection on the Vita, PlayStation Vita Pets, 1001 Spikes, Wii U, PS4, PlayStation Vita, PC, and 3DS, Murdered, Sole Suspect, PS4, Xbox One, 360, PS3, PC, and PSN. Heroin Dream on the PSN.
Well, how is that heroin spelled?
Like a lady hero.
Okay, I was about to say.
not the drug. You're a jerk. Pixel Junk Shooter Ultimate, PlayStation Vita.
Thumbs up.
Worms Battlegrounds, PS4. Don Bradman Cricket 14 for the PlayStation 3.
Game of the year.
Tomodachi Life, 3DS. Lifeless Planet PC, and Haunt, The House, Terror Town on Steam. I don't want to go with any of these, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, even though I'm playing it, I'm not going to go with Murder. I'm going to go with Pixel Junk, because I like Pixel Junk games, so that's my pick of the week.
I'd actually go with maybe WildStar. I was in the beta for a little bit, and I got to try that out for a few days. It's, it's an MMO, but it's got its own little quirky personality. I like it. I made this little cat guy with ears. He was really cool. So
yeah, that's fun.
Go
Crystal, what about you? What do you pick?
Oh, God. I don't know.
You don't like any of these either, do you?
No. No, I don't.
All right, you don't have to pick one then.
I can ramble a little bit about everything.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I don't want to play that one.
Just go down a list of, why you don't want to. MMOs, stupid. Planes are stupid. Hyperdimensions are stupid. Pets are stupid. Spikes are stupid. Murders are stupid. Heroines are stupid. Junk's stupid. Worms are stupid. Cricket's stupid. Life is stupid. Planets are stupid.
Life is stupid. I like that one. I say that all the time. All right.
I think I agree with that one.
This is a pretty weak. So, whatever. Anyway, let's move on to some of the featured stuff here. This is a little bit of also a recap of last week. So I put up a couple of videos of Watch Dogs, and last week George and I told you hey, we're gonna get back to you if to see if the game changed for us. That we played more of it. We did, and no, our opinion is still the same. It's a good game.
Nope.
Nothing more than that.
Nope, I gave it away.
Oh,
My brother got an Xbox One. I was like, hey, what do you want? You need any games? He's like, I don't know. I like open world games. Like, here, take Watch Dogs away from me. I don't want it anymore.
You got actually sick of it, dude?
I just, I was playing Wolfenstein for review, so I was actually going back to Wolfenstein more than I was Watch Dogs, because we were talking about it earlier. It's just Wolfenstein actually builds a better world than Watch Dogs does. And Chicago's a real city, and somehow the fake 1960s Nazi-ruled planet feels more alive than simulated Chicago. And I was like, this is weird. But, yeah, Wolfenstein's a great game.
Yeah, I finished Watch Dogs, and there was no big revelation about the story. It was just like, okay, whatever, there was one little twist that some asshole, spoiled for me. Fuck you very much out there doing that. I'm not gonna call the guy out about his name, but it was one of the commenters like, damn you too. But yeah, those videos, it took I started doing them almost since I got the game. It takes a while to render and do all this other crazy shit.
Oh yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, you know how it is, dude. So it took a while to do all that stuff, but I think they came out pretty good. I'm hopefully gonna do some more of those in the future. They were a lot of fun, because the thing is, I had to record the video, then transfer it to my PC, then talk over them, and then it was just a lot of stuff. But it came out pretty well.
So the Twist and Watch Dogs, are they in the Matrix? Because if that's the case, then that's a vast improvement on that story.
Yeah, no, there's no real twist. It's just
if you wake up and he's like jacked in and he's like in a Nebuchadnezzar and you're like, oh, this makes so much sense. But no, it's not the case. He's just a hacker guy.
Yeah, exactly. Hold on. Crystal, what is that stuff in your background? I'm fascinated now. I see blue bags.
I don't know. I'm kind of afraid now.
No, the other side. The other side.
The other side.
Yeah.
Oh, on my bookshelf.
Yeah.
Was that the word you were trying to look for, Tony? Bookshelf?
No, I was looking for stuff. What is that blue stuff?
Blue stuff? Actually, the blue stuff is probably dog treats.
Dog
treats. On my bookshelf, I display my dog treats.
There you go. Okay.
Behind it is all the cool stuff.
Yeah, see, George, you gave me too much credit. I wasn't even thinking about bookshelf. I'm like, what's that thing and what's that stuff on it?
Very articulate. You know, we were talking about last week about like, hey, we're games ready because we can articulate an opinion. And here you can't describe a bookshelf. You're like,
hey, to my credit, I didn't know what it was. It's like there's a thing with things in it. I'm like Tyrion's cousin, right?
Was it Orson?
Oh man. And then as far as reviews,
Smash the Beatles.
Smash the Beatles. That was a good episode, by the way. That was a metaphor for life right there. We are the Beatles, and we're just getting crushed. Anyway, I wish Ryan was here. No, Ryan. He did another review for The Wolf Among Us. I'm gonna wait until that's over. Then I'm gonna play all of them. I'm gonna play them all straight, just like I did with The Walking Dead.
Yeah, same here. I'm behind, so I might as well just wait for the season to finish. And they're also coming next gen, so I might as well wait till they're on Xbox One or PS4, and hopefully they run fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I hope the next gen ones run better because I played on PS3 and it was like I almost couldn't like finish the first chapter because it kept stuttering and skipping so much.
The 360 version was just as bad, a little bit better, but it was like you knew something was coming up as soon as the character starts to stutter, or like as soon as it like hiccuped, you're like, okay, something's gonna happen.
Exactly. So hopefully they'll fix that. I'm not even worried about graphics. I just want it to run better. Come on, man, next gen. And yeah, things are a little bit lighter around here because of what's about to happen next week. E3, it's happening.
The busiest time for any game news outlets. It's just you get a year's worth of content and video and just writing and opinion pieces just through E3. So
yeah, exactly.
Clear out all of your hair.
Yeah, it's a busy time for everyone.
So yeah, we're all gonna be going nuts. So right now, I guess we're just gonna do like a little bit of a mix of what do we want to see and what do we expect to see. I'll start things off. What do I expect to see? So yeah, this is the first year we're gonna get like the new like we had the introduction to new consoles last year, but this one they've already been out for like a few months. We're gonna see a lot of those games, and that's what I want to see. I want to see more games that are just exclusive to those consoles. I don't want to see any more of these. What did we decide to call these things? Like multi-gen ports? I don't want to see any of that
stuff. Cross-gen. Like, yeah,
X-gen. I don't want to see any more of that. I want to see just exclusive games for these consoles.
See, I don't think we're going to see that this year because there's still 10 million Xboxes and 10 million PS3s, and I think they don't want to they don't want to lose out on that business because you already have an install base of 10 million Xboxes. You're not just going to be like 10 million 360s or 4 million Xbox Ones. Releasing what game on which platform is going to get you more, it's going to move more units. It's like, yeah, obviously, if you're going to get it on both, they're going to make that decision. Yeah,
and just to save you, George, it's probably around 80 million for each of the consoles. George is wrong again. They love to give you shit, man, I swear.
What do I look like, a statistician?
Numbers are hard.
Yeah, there's more 360s. Yeah, there's more 360s than Xbox Ones.
I was being generous.
Dude, I totally agree with you, but it's like, just stop, dude. And as a writer, I hate writing. This game is coming out the PC, PS3, Xbox 360. It's like, fuck, man. It's too much.
I used to cheat, and like I would do like a run through, and it's coming out on everything, and then I would go back and be like, oh, that sounds like an asshole thing to say.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, because usually I try to everything under the sun. It's like, no, because then people are gonna give me shit about that, Tony.
But no, I think we'll see a lot of. Well, I think we'll still see another good supply of like split gen stuff, like like Call of Duties and the Battlefields. Like they'll come out for everything. And and they need to at this point. Come next year, when people are a little bit more confident in next gen systems, then yeah, you'll see that separation happen a little bit. But no, as long as people are still playing with their PS3s and 360s, there's no reason to just have them just drop it.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's just like, come on, just do it already. Let's give a little structure to this. Let's go company by company. Let's go with Sony first. What do I expect from Sony? I expect them to counter what Microsoft did, the $399 price point, basically. I don't know if they're going to drop I highly doubt they're going to drop the price, even though they probably could do it for $50. Now that the PS4 is actually profitable for them, they probably could.
You don't drop a price when your thing keeps selling. That's something you do when people stop buying your thing.
Yeah, they're not going to do that. It'd be nice, but they're not going to do that. But I expect them to bring more of the exclusive games. They're going to throw Uncharted 4 right in our fucking faces. They're going to do that. I expect a lot of that. The only thing I'm not looking forward to, and they're going to do this, the VR stuff, the Project Morpheus. It's like they're going to spend a good chunk of the
they're going to spend a good 20 minutes on their VR nonsense.
And not to knock it, but that's 20-minute nap time for me. I could not care less about VR at all, man. It's like, no. So I know they're going to do that. I don't expect the Last Guardian match. That's not happening. That's going to become.
Can we just stop talking about Last Guardian? It's not going to happen. And if they do announce it, it's like, hey, Last Guardian 2016, and you know what? That's not going to change anything for us. Mm-hmm. Unless they're saying, hey, October, then yeah, that'll be like a game changer. But it's not going to happen because there's like 3 dudes working on it.
I'm just imagining. Remember a few years ago when they announced like Legend of Zelda I think it was for the GameCube, and people were actually crying. Imagine if that happens with the Last Guardian. It's like, Last Guardian, oh my God, it's good. That would be hilarious, but that's not coming this year. If they even say anything, I'll be surprised. Maybe it'll just be like a little title, the Last Guardian.
Yeah,
that's it. That's all we get.
If anything, to do like one of those sizzle reels where they show like before the show trailer, just a bunch of games in there, and you'll see that Last Guardian bird dog guy, and that's it. That'll be like the only.
That's it. They don't even like mention else. Just like, did he catch? Rewind that, whatever.
It's like a subliminal message.
Exactly. Who's gonna be presenting for Sony this year? Because Jack Trent's not there anymore. I would love it if it's just Shuhei the entire time, even with his kind of weirdo English. I would just love it if it's just him the entire time. But I don't expect that to happen.
It'll probably be Adam. What's his name? Adam Boyd.
Adam Boyd, right? Yeah, probably would be him. Yeah.
He seems like the next in line, or he seems like the trade show guy to do the big presentation, and he's a funny guy. So I wouldn't mind him doing that. Sony's always had a good run of just like executives who are just very camera friendly and just good in front of a crowd.
Yeah, defintle So I would really like that, but we got to see Shuhei in there for a little bit at least.
Yeah, he's so adorable. I just want to see him just like waddle up there, just wave, and I like PlayStation.
Oh man, Crystal, what about you? What do you expect from Sony?
Oh gosh, well you basically took it away from me. Project Morpheus. I knew they were going to ramble a lot about that, and honestly, I don't know. I just hope they start bringing out more games. I just need more. I have a PS4, and there's nothing really on it right now.
I need to say something about that because a lot of people have been saying, like, there's nothing for the PS4. I've been playing my PS4 nonstop.
Really?
Yeah, because there are plenty of games. It just so happens that most of the games are also on PS3, but there are games for it, But you're looking for, like, exclusive stuff that you can't find anywhere else, right?
Right, yeah. See, like, I still have a PS3, so everything that I'm playing right now is still on it. So I guess that's probably my problem.
Yeah, it's like Child of Light, I'll get it for the PS4. He's like, I just do that. So it's like, I don't want this thing collecting dust. Now my PS3's the one that's getting used less and less.
All right.
Yeah, but you're right about that. But, Morpheus. He's going to get a bunch of that. All right, Microsoft. I
don't get a turn?
Oh yeah, I thought you were and I were kind of talking. Yeah, go ahead. What you would expect?
We were talking before, and especially today, there was leaked about a Vita and PS4 bundle.
Ah, yes.
I think they might spend some time on the Vita and kind of show us like, hey, we didn't forget about it, even though kind of think they did. I think we'll see some Vita talk, because I know there's Vita users out there who want to, use the damn thing. So I think we'll see, and I think we're getting more evidence that we're going to see a PS4 Vita bundle. So we were talking about like how do you counter the that Microsoft price drop. Well, let's put a bundle that costs more than $400. But we were talking, hey, $550 gets you a Vita and a PS4. That's a really good deal. Or they'll say, this is some freaky, infamous bundle and holiday. So we'll see. I think we'll see some cool bundles going up. But yeah, as far as games are concerned, yeah, we'll definitely see Uncharted. I hope they spend 10 minutes on Morpheus and just move on from there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, dude.
Because the thing is, Sony has such a good track record, especially at these trade shows, of just kind of just hitting everything people want to hear. You're waiting for those announcements, and they get to them, and it's great, and they don't waste 25 minutes on bullshit or here look at all the new apps we have there. It's like no. Like Microsoft did the announcement today, was like, hey, we got 45 new apps. So that means we're not going to hear it at E3 because they just did a press release today about it. Like, God willing, they spend maybe 45 seconds like, hey, by the way, you can get HBO Go on Xbox One. It's like, great, move on. But, yeah, I think we'll see some Vita stuff, surprisingly.
Wait, do you think we're going to see Vita games, or are you going to see, hey, you can use the Vita with the PS4?
I think we're going to see that and, more, connectivity where it's like, hey, you can move your screenshots from your Vita to your PS4 to your PC, like that kind of thing. I don't think we'll actually see any games because I think they just kind of gave up on the Vita, and it's like, look, let's just sell whatever we have, so we'll bundle it with something. But, yeah, I don't think it's a platform that I don't think they're not confident in it. I don't think they know what to do with it anymore.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. So yeah, so if they could, that's probably why this bundle's happening. I was like, hey, you can use your Vita for this. About the price point, $550. I say $500. I wouldn't,
that means you're paying $100 for Vita. That's insane.
Yeah, well, dude, no one's buying a fucking thing, so why not, right?
If not, we'll see a Vita price drop.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. And this was, like I said, because I posted this thing. This is for France, but it's going to happen all over the world. You're going to get those PS Vita bundles.
I mean, if it's legitimate, then yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly. You got to keep that in mind. All right, let's move on to Microsoft. So yeah, $399. They got that out of the way, which leads me to believe they got some big for this year's E3. They didn't, because if they were going to announce that the console was $399 at this conference, that would be the only thing people were talking about. Remember, Sony did this last year. That's the only thing people talked about, the price point. So they want to get that out of the way. So they obviously have games, and now that they have, I'm forgetting the dude's name, but
Phil Spencer.
Yeah, Spencer's in charge now. I think they're gonna. I could be wrong. I really think they're gonna try to shift it from, hey, Xbox is a multimedia machine, to Xbox is a gaming machine. I think we might see something like that this time around.
Yeah, I think you're gonna hear a lot of rhetoric of like, "Hey, we listen to you," or "This is what the gamers want." Like some variations on those two statements. It'll be funny, like when the Xbox One was first announced, and you hear all those montages of people like, "Man, they say TV a lot." I think there's gonna be a phrase or two that's just gonna get repeated throughout the Microsoft press conference because they are terrible at them. But yeah, Microsoft has a lot to prove, and this is kind of their chance to kind of win people back. And I think they're going to open strong with like, hey, now we're $400, and now it's all about the games. We're going to hear a lot about the games. I think we're going to see this very slow shift away from Kinect. I think we'll get a Kinect mention about like, hey, the full Xbox One experience, and every picture you see with the Kinect or with the Xbox One, you'll see a Kinect there.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna talk about that, because it's like, how much of the Kinect are we going to actually see? I'm thinking they're gonna show as little of it as possible. I didn't believe that.
I think any shots you see of the system, the Kinect will be included. And I think we'll get a minute or two with that Harmonix game, that Disney Fantasia game that uses the Kinect, considering that's the only real Kinect game coming out in the next year. I think you're going to see a heavy push on that, and then they'll just kind of sidestep into something else, and they'll transition into. I think they'll talk for 30 seconds about, hey, look at all the great apps we have again, because at Microsoft they don't learn the lessons. But then I think they'll go hard into games. I think you're going to see a good solid 45 minutes of just trailer after trailer. Let's bring the next guy up here, and here's Halo 5, and I think maybe we'll get a Gears announcement probably.
Do we really need another Gears of War though?
Hey, I take a next gen Gears.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think they could do with the franchise? Like,
I don't know. Well, Gears was the game on that made 360 a system to get, because when you first saw Gears come up and you're like, oh look, they're behind cover, and then you just kind of got to look at the graphics, like everything's really shiny, and you just cut that guy in half with a chainsaw, and like you'd be surprised. I think if and we've waited a while for like a real legitimate Gears game. Like, there was Gears Judgment, which was more of like a side story expansion, and that was kind of like them trying to like milk that franchise. But they also tried a bunch of new things in there that will incorporate, and just more like fine tuning with like the controls. And it's like, oh, this control you can throw a grenade with the bumper. You don't have to select. Like, that's really cool. Different types of multiplayer maps. No, I think Gears will make an appearance there. Like, Sony, we didn't mention about Sony, but I think we'll probably see God of War in some iteration of God of War will come up. I don't know if it'll be like a prequel or we'll see something and be like, oh, no, that's God of War. Like, they'll probably call it something else, like Greek God Puncher, but you'll sit there and be like, that's God of War.
I don't want it to be Kratos. I want it to be somebody else now. Let's move on. There's other people. And this is a little bit of a non sequitur, but every time you talk about Gears of War, I think about how you and I are two of the only people that when we first saw Gears of War, we thought, that's Kill Switch. Like, I remember that game.
I mean, yeah, when people are like, oh, man, Gears meant to cover-based shoot. I'm like, no, Gears made it popular.
Exactly. Killzone was like the first one that did it.
Yeah, but Killzone was also like a really bad game. Like, that was the only thing Killzone had going for it. It was like, oh, wow, he's behind cover. And he can blind fire and throw grenades over his head without looking. That's crazy. And
I find it, I find it amazing that was like the first game that did the whole cover thing. You can blind fire, yet Watch Dogs, you can't blind fire. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's weird.
So yeah, I expect a lot of games. Remember last year at Microsoft's conference, it was almost wall-to-wall games. I expect that again, and I expect them to. You know what they're gonna do? I don't know what you would call these. They're gonna have a lot of third-party exclusives that. No, not exclusive. Third-party games that they're gonna make you think are exclusive to their console. You know?
Hey, good. We mentioned before, Microsoft's best asset here is they literally have endless amounts of money. And imagine
with your brain.
Well, let's talk about the 360 with the red ring of death. They spent almost $1 billion just replacing Xboxes.
Yeah.
Any other company in the world, you find out that they have like a 65% hardware failure rate. That company goes out of business.
Yeah, that's true.
But Microsoft has enough money to throw at problems to fix them, which is great.
Yeah, exactly. And they're not really having those problems this gen anyway. So.
And they're not one company to just give you give them credit. They don't give up. They just don't abandon ideas and just stuff like that. They will try to make something work, to their detriment or not. But it's I'm confident that Microsoft's gonna have a really good show.
Oh yeah,
they have a lot more to prove than Sony and Nintendo.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
yeah.
How about you, Crystal? What are your Microsoft predictions?
I had Gears of War listed, and and y'all just completely. I'm just gonna sit here and nod and agree.
You need to be more aggressive. Just jump in because we're two East Coast guys. We just just ramble. Jump in. Halo 5. That's gonna get a showing.
Oh yeah.
We'll probably see the Halo, the Master Chief bundle collection, the collection, just because we were kind of hinted that we were gonna get a Halo this year. And then they just kind of ninja announced that, like, oh, yeah, by the way, it's actually coming 2015. And people are like, whoa, you said it was coming out this year. No. We said we were going to talk about it more in 2014. Yeah. And we're like, I think 343 is lying to us. So I think we'll probably get a release date for the Halo collection.
Here's my question, because I don't know too much about it. Halo collection is for Xbox One?
Yeah, Xbox One.
Okay. And that's all the Halos. Like, they're not excluding them.
Halo 1 through 4, not counting Reach or ODST.
Okay.
Which like my favorite Halos. Which are the best Halos.
Pour one out for them. Oh man, that's it's gonna coincide with it. Going back to Sony a little bit. They have Uncharted 3 for free on PS Plus. Getting people ready for 4? Maybe not.
Yeah,
I think so.
It's a good game. Pick it up for free.
Exactly.
I'm just kind of I'm in a mind where it's like I'm sure when an Uncharted game comes out, I will get it, I will play it. That's not a problem. I just kind of wanted to see Naughty Dog move on to something else. That's why we were so excited when they announced Last of Us, and I'm like, man, this is amazing. They can do other things, and then
and do them very well.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden we're like, we're really behind Naughty Dog. It's like, and now we're going back to Uncharted. And I'm like, that's not how you do things, you jerks. But I think we'll play. I mean, I'm curious to see how good a next gen Uncharted would look. That'd be great.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, people are gonna wet their pants, man, when they see that. It's gonna look. Because think about a Naughty Dog, like they have a way with hardware, dude. When we see this, it's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be something to behold. But Microsoft, like you said, I expect them to really blow us away. They're gonna have a lot of good stuff. I don't know how many exclusives they'll have outside of Halo and Gears, but
you got Forza Horizon, which they'll probably do a release date. It'll probably come out this year.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You got the Fable game. Which is like a co-op multiplayer game, which kind of looks interesting. I'd like to see more. They'll probably show some footage on that. And they'll go really hard with third-party support, just showing like, hey, look, it plays better on Xbox One, blah blah blah. So we'll see a lot of that, and like I said, you'll notice just very little talk of Kinect. It'll be mentioned, I'm sure, about like, hey, you want the full experience with Kinect, and I don't know, maybe I would think they would unveil a new a dashboard for people not using Kinect, or at least
that's right.
At least mention that they were they're doing a redesign or something for non-Kinect users, and call it like maybe like the tiles will be like, this is the optimal interface and this is like the standard interface or some nonsense like that. But
exactly. All right. Last but not least, Nintendo. Crystal, why don't you start us off since we keep stealing all your topics? So what do you expect from Nintendo?
I think we're going to see a lot of 3DS titles.
Good.
A lot of 3DS titles. I don't know what kind of titles they're going to have. The only one that I'm really, and it has nothing to do with 3DS, I really hope they bring out a new Zelda game for the Wii U. Like a major console, yes.
That's what you need. And like all Nintendo has to do is just announce games.
That's it.
Like look when they announced Super Smash. It's like it's not coming out anytime soon, but people went crazy, and you'll probably see a kick in. I was like, just announce these titles. Like show us just 30. Give me a 30-second clip of a new Zelda game on the Wii U hardware, and you're gonna win over the show.
Just come up on stage and say Zelda and leave.
Just
drop the mic.
I can see Reggie doing that, just coming up. He's like, Zelda. But,
I would take it.
Do you think they're gonna do like what they did last year, that like really awkward like Nintendo Land setup with all the props and stuff, and then they have the virtual Mario like talking to people in the crowd, like pointing out games during all this, like you better say good things, Steven Tutelo from Kotaku. Like what? Like it's so weird. They had the guy who played Mario, and they had like they virtually imposed.
They did this last year?
Yeah, they did this last year, and they had this on the big screen. They had the big Mario head. And every time the guy doing the voice actor would say something, the head would move, and then he went off a script, but then he also kind of like got the riff a little bit. And I guess they just gave him a list of like, you should mention these game journalists because they're really wrong. So he would just call people out and like make fun of them and stuff. But yeah, it was a lot went into like the presentation of the show, but they really had nothing to say.
Yeah.
Which could be why they're not actually at the show floor. They're doing like their own thing at I think at the adjacent hotel to the convention center.
Yeah, last year I didn't get to see any of that because we were actually there, like me and my old site, and we were like, we need to get up early today for Nintendo, so we just kind of slept. And E3 is a cool show. I've yet to go, and every time I have an opportunity, I always have like a conflicting thing. Like I'm going to a bachelor party, and I'm like, I'm gonna go get wasted. So next year, hopefully, I'll go to E3. But I think they're doing a good job of just giving out more information. Like, if you can't make it to E3 or you don't have $1,200 to buy a ticket for the show floor, you could, they're streaming everything. Twitch just put up the schedule for all the press conferences for all the major publishers and the three hardware developers. So, so it's going to be a fun week, and just a lot of information flowing left and right. A lot of trailers. Covering it is a pain in the butt because you have no internet, and you're just like kind of shell shocked as you come in and out of places. Yeah, dude, when you're actually there on the ground, it's a lot. It's hard, dude. It really is, because it's like it's a weird thing, because like that was my first year going, and I didn't realize that I would kind of be what's the best way of describing it? Like I would be like, let me see. I mean, I'm fumbling for words here. Basically, all the news that everybody else would hear outside of it, I didn't know. I'm like, I don't know. I didn't know about that. I didn't know about that. I didn't know.
Oh yeah, well, the covering E3 from a desk is great because like you literally have just all the information's right there and you just report on it. I think the benefit of E3 is all the hands-on.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
The hands-on and all the private kind of like, hey, we're gonna show you Metal Gear, blah blah blah, or Forza Horizon and all. It's a good show for that, just so you can get first-hand accounts on how games look like outside of that really like very well-produced trailer.
Yeah, I guess the best way to describe it is like being in the eye of the hurricane. You don't realize all the craziness going on outside of it. Because like I didn't know what the fans were reacting to. I didn't know any of that stuff.
Everyone is there.
Yeah, exactly. So that I was just so focused on that. Anyway, I don't think I said anything about Nintendo too much. Why? Because I actually don't know what the hell Nintendo's going to do. Like, what are they going to do? You're going to show Smash Brothers, I guess?
Pokemon.
Yeah, Pokemon.
Yeah,
you know,
they're
I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying I don't know what that Nintendo. They're so the way they think is so alien to me. I honestly can't predict what the hell they're gonna do anymore. You know,
which is why they're a wild card.
Yeah, that's a wild card right there.
Like they're playing. They're going for the long game. Like I think they're hoping for both of these next gen consoles just like both have like errors and crap out where the only choice is just the Wii U and be like, oh yeah, we knew you'd come around.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and by the way, we actually have 5 people watching us, so if you have a question, shoot it to @RomUdeath, and I'll answer it live on the air. All right, I'm decided to throw that out there.
But I think going more to Crystal's point, I think we'll see. Yeah, they're going to go with what works for them. I think we'll see a lot of 3DS stuff, which is great because that's the strongest platform. Go with it. I hope we see a Zelda game announced, even if it's 4 years down the road. Just show me Link up there, and people will cry when they see that. More Smash Brothers. Knowing how Nintendo press conferences go, and they're usually like really ass backwards. I think they'll probably spend a half hour talking about like
quote-unquote press conference this year. Isn't it just a Nintendo Direct or something?
It's usually what it is, and they're fun to watch. But good lord, they'll probably spend 20 minutes talking about something other people have been doing for years, like Twitch integration or something. So it's like, hey, you can finally, we've partnered with Twitch TV or YouTube. So you can YouTube Super Smash Bros. Like, well, people have been doing this for ages, but Nintendo will act like they're the first ones to discover YouTube or the internet and be like, yeah, guys, you can play your game with someone else who's not in the same house. I would love to see a Pokemon game on the Wii U. I think that would be really cool. We'd probably see when launched out. I think they would use the NFC reader and put like a toy thing. Maybe like a Skylanders thing, but now like a very Nintendo-focused kind of toy collector game thing. So to me, it's a long shot because the technology exists and they've yet to use it. So I don't know. That could be something. Like I said, they got to fill an hour.
Yeah, it's true. Is it going to be an hour or is it going to be less? I don't even know what's going on with Nintendo.
They generally run an hour. 45 minutes to an hour, I think, is probably good. Like I said, Nintendo's weird. We never know what they're going to show, and you leave there, and people leave there almost perplexed. Just kind of like, what? Like,
pretty much, right?
Well, I remember the one year when they announced 3DS, they had a chain to models, and so you got to play the 3DS chained to a living human being. That's weird. Yeah. So Nintendo will do something weird at this show, whether it be a talking Mario head above screens. What's going on? Like, I can't.
I'm just imagining a dude wearing like a screen on his head and there's some Mario on it. Who knows? Nintendo, I couldn't tell you, man.
I bet we'll see an F-Zero game.
Yes, do that. Do another show. That would be awesome.
I want to see. Yeah, Nintendo should just farm out some of their franchises out and just be like, hey, we got an F-Zero. Hey, we got like a Kid Icarus game or whatever. Yeah, or Sonic. I bet we'll see Sonic.
For Nintendo, right?
That shitty Sonic Boom game. I bet we'll see it there.
You hurt me, man. It hurts. Sonic does not work in 3D space. I'm sorry. Anyway, what about some of the other stuff at E3? What do we expect? You know what I'm looking forward to, man? Awkward moments at those press conferences. I live for those things, man.
Oh, you mean the scripted moments where the guy loses his teleprompter space, or the jokes that just fall flat, or it's just like, I'm really happy to be here. E3.
Good evening, Austin, Los Angeles.
Yeah, we'll see a lot of scripted banter, which is like, oh no, we're just two dudes talking. It's like, no, you're two dudes reading a script poorly. Like, let's cut the bullshit here, guys.
I'm not gonna miss the Kinect children. I'm not gonna miss any of that stuff, man.
That was weird. I was like, we just brought kids on stage to play with a tiger on Kinect, and I'm like, what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah. What was the name of the tiger? Skittles? We're like, Skittles.
Skittles, yeah. Skittles, and then she ran behind the couch to hide from the tiger, and the tiger's looking around for her, and we're just like, no, oh my god. And then you're checking your watch, and you're like, this is a half hour. This is an hour conference. We've not talked about any actual video games. We're seeing a tiny girl play with a pretend tiger.
Yeah.
What is happening? Whatever. That was the same year that PlayStation did their Move stuff. So it's like they both had.
That was a bad year for gaming, man. The Move stuff was terrible.
Yeah, we were watching people so out of touch with their demographic, really get excited over motion controls. It's like, no, I don't want to read a Harry Potter book with my hands on my TV. It makes no sense.
Oh man, this didn't happen at E3, but I remember last year during Microsoft's reveal of the Xbox One, like because you heard people clapping, and I remember while that was happening, Adam Sessler tweeted out, "The only people clapping are Microsoft executives." So I expect some of that with some of the weird parts. You know what I miss? I miss Konami's press conferences, man. Those were gold. 1 million warriors.
Oh no, God! Thank God a lot of these companies have cut back from doing massive press conferences and just release trailers that day.
Yeah. Oh, that was great. And the homeboy was like, 1 million. Like, dude, we didn't. It wasn't funny the first time. It was not funny the second time. Just stop it. Is Konami gonna have a pre-E3 thing this year like they did last time? Those are cool.
I don't know. Probably. I think we'll see a lot of. I think we'll see a lot of these like smaller, not smaller, but these other companies hook up with websites and maybe do like exclusive footage. So maybe like IGN.
Mega 64, right? Remember how?
Like Mega 64. Like IGN will be. I know IGN's covering Forza Horizon like all month. So we'll probably see some Microsoft stuff there that just comes out through IGN. But I mean I want to see the EA. EA, Activision, and Ubisoft. I think are the big publishers.
EA, right, Crystal, right? EA, a certain little game with dragons in it.
Yeah, like that.
I want that game.
Yeah.
I want it now.
And you know what? Like, don't waste too much time on Dragon Age. It's gonna be, show me, just give me a new trailer, show me that. That's awesome. Maybe in a separate kind of, not during the press conference, but show me like a 10-minute walkthrough demo of the game.
Yeah,
that would be great.
That would be great. But like, I definitely want to see Battlefront. I definitely want to see. I guess we'll see Battlefield, right? We'll see Hardline, the cops versus robber thing, like.
Oh yeah, that's
we'll
right.
See that, yeah. I broke that video. That was awesome. Like,
we're gonna talk about that.
Mass Effect 4, possibly.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll probably see a Mass Effect game. Like, a lot of Star Wars nonsense, which I'm always a fan of. I told you what my prediction was in the chat. They will announce at the very end of the show, Knights of the Old Republic 3. Going with like a Netflix TV series or some bullshit like that. Like that's my prediction. If it happens, I'm gonna give myself money. No money, it doesn't matter, but that'll work. Oh man, that would make my day. Like I would just stop what I was doing. I'm go home. I'll just like take a shower and like kill myself. Like that would be great if they announced KOTOR 3.
Yeah, sorry about me. I'm talking to Joel right here. He's like, dude, predictions. Because he's like, dude, if I'm right about this, they need to fly me to Japan and hire me at Nintendo because I'm a god. So that's what Joel's telling me as we're doing the show. Let's talk about some of the games we want to see.
Well, let me steal for Nintendo. Let me steal one of Joel's predictions. Is that we will see a version of the 3DS with an HDMI out.
Oh, okay.
That would be fun.
Oh, so you're actually looking at his predictions then? Because I'm like, I'll check it out.
I remember we talked about it, and Joel's like, I got, you know how Joel goes, guys, I got the money-making scheme right here. All right? If Nintendo is smart, they're gonna put an HDMI out on their 3DS. Come on, guys! Imagine if they announced that you can play it on your TV in 3D. Come on!
Yeah, I'm not that good with predictions, so I'm glad that because we do have an editorial coming for you guys, so it's just gonna be all of us. Because originally it was gonna be like separate. I'm like, how am I gonna fill a whole thing about Sony? And by the way, I've been designated the Sony guy around here. Like, how did that happen? I guess since David's not here anymore, I'm. So yeah, games. Let's talk about some of the games because Dragon Age. I'm jumping over here like, just give me that right now. It won't be Dragon Age 2. They've actually taken years to make this, not 18 months. So I expect that to be really good. But you're right. I don't think they're going to show us too much. I think it's just going to be more of a hands-on thing, which I'm going to play that.
I think a lot of the supplemental footage to the conference is going to be really good. So I think they'll do separate. Here's a video like 20 minutes of Dragon Age. We need to see that Star Wars stuff. We need to see Battlefront. I need to know people are working on it. Mirror's Edge 2, which
this is what they need to do. Amy Hennig is writing Star Wars, blah 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 blah. Drop the mic, and that's it. That's all you need. People will go fucking nuts.
I think EA could impress. I think Ubisoft always does well at these shows. I think we'll see some more of the Division, which will be fun. Like I think that looks great, and these games are delayed. And all these great games are delayed till 2015. So all they can do now is just show footage and just be like, hey, it's gonna be good. When it comes I think they'll talk about like how great Watch Dogs did if they're talking about Ubisoft, like best seller IP ever, blah blah blah. But we'll probably see some Far Cry 4 footage, which will be great.
Yes, we will. Yeah.
Or 5. Was it 4, right?
4, yeah.
4.
And I'm like, can I get some Blood Dragon 2?
Yeah, that'd be great. You know what? Ubisoft is really good at announcing like these really quirky, like downloadable, like someone was clearly high and decided to make a game. Like I like when Ubisoft takes risks like that because you get a game like Child of Light.
Yes,
Which
and
is
Valiant
awesome.
Hearts. I'm like,
Valiant Hearts, yeah. Valiant Hearts is
game
this
about
one.
World War One. Okay, it works. So I expect that. Yeah, Ubisoft. Aisha Tyler's gonna host again. She's the best presenter E3 has ever had. She's
Well,
amazing.
she was better than Jamie Kennedy because he clearly did not want to be there.
Jamie Kennedy was good in the way that it was just a complete failure, like a train wreck. Like, this is horrible, but
Well,
I can't stop watching it.
Well, at some point he realized he was bombing, so you saw that look in his face. Like, oh, fuck this shit. Like.
But yeah, Aisha Tyler is funny, and she's a gamer, so it works perfectly. I can't wait to see that.
We'll probably see maybe Drive Club stuff. We'll probably see.
Yeah, we're gonna see Drive Club, obviously.
Right, I don't care about Drive Club, so
I played it at PAX. It's okay, you know. There's not much to say. I mean, it's not bad, but it's just a driving game, whatever. But yeah, going back to EA Mass Effect, I think we'll see some. We won't get to play anything. It's just gonna be a video.
No. It'd be a teaser of like an announcement, and that's it. Like,
the title.
Yeah, the title card, and then hey, Mass Effect by Bioware, Casey Hudson. Like, yeah, I'm sure Casey Hudson will come on stage and be like, we've been working on Mass Effect.
I think they'll at least tell us what time period it's set in.
We'll get a title, and then we'll know from the title like where it takes. Like if it's called Microsoft,
Dude, it's called Contact. It could be the first Contact War for all you know.
It
Exactly.
better be. I want to play a young Captain Anderson.
Yes, that would be awesome.
That would make my day. And then you have Activision, who's it would be 45 minutes of Call of Duty and Call of Duty and Call of Duty. Probably more Skylander stuff, because they do have the Disney Infinity. But yeah, we'll hear a lot of that. We'll see some more Destiny from. Because that's Activision and Bungie. So
that's going to be at Sony's, I bet you. That's one of those. You know how Microsoft does this third-party game.
Yeah, we'll see the new Call of Duty at the Microsoft show, and we'll definitely see Destiny at the Sony conference. But I mean, from what I see, it looks fun. There's betas going out soon, so maybe I'll try that out. And that looks like it could be a fun game. It's very ambitious. It's kind of like persistent open world first-person shooter that's co-op but slightly competitive, and you guys got motorcycles and jets. Like, oh, holy shit! Like, all right.
Yeah, exactly. And
like, clearly they gave you guys too much money and too much time to work on something.
And that hasn't been delayed, has it?
No, September 9th, I think.
But then again, Batman was for October 7th, and next year.
That bummed me out.
That's a game I'm really looking forward to playing. It's funny because I was just like, I like the Arkham series. I was a little bit burned out on it, but just seeing this thing, I'm like, me want tea.
Well, they keep calling. Cool. Well, it's funny. They keep referring to it as the third Arkham game. Like
I think there was another one in there.
They just do not acknowledge Origins, which fine. It's fine by me. But yeah, they're because before they'll be like, here's the third Arkham game by Rocksteady. Now they're just saying just the third Arkham game. Like, yeah, they're retconning Origins. Just like, nope, never happened. Don't know what you're talking about. Origins must have been somebody else. Nope, don't know who that is.
I don't know who played that game. It wasn't me. So yeah, George, this one's for you specifically. Indie titles. What do you expect? Anything particular?
E3's not really big for indie. We'll probably. Microsoft and Sony will probably mention their big indie initiative, so I'm pretty sure Microsoft will mention their was it the ID4 program where it's just like, hey, we're making it easy for indies to join us, and then I think Sony will counter with that. Was like, well, indies actually like us, like that kind of thing. But I don't think we're gonna see any huge big revelations on any. I mean, you might see what's Jonathan Blow's game? Is it Journey?
Oh, no, it's not Journey, but I know
the Witness. There you go. The Witness.
Yeah, Witness.
We'll definitely see that because that was that's very Sony. So we'll definitely see Witness. Maybe Abe's Odyssey. We'll probably see that again. But yeah, E3 is not an indie show just because most indie devs can't afford a booth at E3.
Yeah, it's true.
Those booth costs are literally in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, as opposed to like a PAX, which is like maybe 10, 15 grand for like a fairly large booth. But yeah, not a big indie. I don't think it's going to be a big indie thing there going on. But I don't know. What do you think about like the services? You think like we'll see some updates for PlayStation Plus and games for
I think we're going to see some for PlayStation Plus, definitely. The one I really think we're going to see the biggest update for is Xbox, because now they need to make the UI usable for people that don't have the Kinect. They have to do that. What improvements could they do for the PSN, I'm wondering?
Everything.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
It's just
the dashboard for one. I mean, dude, you've seen the dashboard. It's like
I hate that. I hate that dashboard. If you have more than 12 games, if you have more than 3 games, it's just like, where's all my shit?
Yeah,
it's just a never-ending list. Like the stuff is kind of in the. I do like the PlayStation's friends list. That's organized a little bit better than the Microsoft one. Microsoft, I have no idea who's playing what.
Yeah.
I know people are following me, which is kind of creepy, but it's like, yeah, sure, why not? Like, but yeah, I think we'll see friends list overhauls on both sides.
I don't think they're gonna spend too much time on that though. Like if they do redo
I think Microsoft will talk about it more. Like I said, it'll be in that whole like, we're listening to you. We're making it more user friendly and blah blah blah. Like I said, Microsoft has something to prove, and they have to show them that like they've actually been working on improvements.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder if Microsoft is going to be able to save face at this E3.
I think so. Like I said, announce the right games, and people will be back in your side again.
Mm.
And like I said, the price point is there now. Now you just have to. Now the next thing you have to do to win people over is you have to wow them with a reason to, if you need to pick one, come here because this is your definitive Halo experience. Or
it really has to be about the games now.
Yeah, and then Sony will push and be like, yeah, but look how good Uncharted looks. It's the only place you can play a game this good looking is going to be on PS4. So yeah, I think there'll be a lot of that going on, but which is good. Like let that be the deciding factor as opposed to like, well, this is $100 cheaper, moron. Of course I'm going to go with this one.
Yeah, exactly. Now they're all the same, so it's just about the games now, which is great because I don't need to know about all these extra peripheral stuff. It's like, and you're right, Sony, please don't spend more than 10 minutes on.
I think they will, just because Sony's kind of ahead, so they can kind of. It's more.
You think they're going to show any like because we have to see a game that's like, hey, this is only for VR, but do you think we're going to see games that are out now for VR?
Probably. I think we'll see more like tech demo, or at least like, because I mean, like I said, it's tough to show VR during a press conference because you have to have people put it on. It's kind of like Nintendo's problem with the 3DS. It's like unless you see the 3D in action, which you can't do during a live stream, it's tough to get people excited over that. So I think that we'll mention the VR. I don't think they're going to spend way too much time on it. Like I said, just because you can't really,
Yeah, you can't.
Unless you're wearing a VR headset to watch the VR conference, then that's not gonna work. But I think they're going to try to get a lot of journalists who are there to put it on and try it out, and I think you'll see a lot of that. There'll be a big push of like, oh hey Tony, get your ass over here, put this on your face, and you're going to do jump scares. But
let's talk about Square Enix. Any chance of Final Fantasy 15?
No, God no. We'll see Kingdom Hearts. I think Kingdom Hearts will make an appearance. No Final Fantasy 15.
It's funny because I'm the reverse of you. I think we are going to see Final Fantasy. I don't think we're going to see Kingdom Hearts.
No, because I feel like they're actually working on Kingdom Hearts. Like
no, but remember what they said. They want to do Kingdom Hearts 3 after they finish 15. That's coming later. That's what they said last time.
I don't listen to them.
Okay. So, but I'm curious, though, why do you think Kingdom Hearts before Final Fantasy 15?
Because people want Kingdom Hearts.
People want Final Fantasy 15, dude?
I don't think so. I'm more excited about Kingdom Hearts, and I hate both of those games.
Okay, yeah, so, I guess it's just me there, because I'm like, I want that Final Fantasy 15 now, man.
That game is coming out middle of the PlayStation 4 life cycle, which could be 3, 4, 5, 6 years from now. That's just not happening. I'm
not saying they're gonna give an announcement. That's not gonna happen. I just wonder if we're gonna see something new.
You're not gonna get another teaser for Final Fantasy 15 at this point.
No. We should place bets because I think they will.
Yeah. I think they'll push Kingdom Hearts. I think we'll probably see a Hitman game announced. I probably think it's gonna. I feel like it's gonna be announced at the Sony booth at the Sony conference. We'll see the new Hitman game.
Dude, I just had an idea. Tomb Raider 2. What do you think of the chances of that happening?
I don't think anyone's working on Tomb Raider right now.
You don't think so? Could you imagine that though? People will go nuts.
No, I don't see them working on. I do foresee a Tomb Raider game coming out. I don't think it's coming out soon, just because it didn't make.
No, not soon. This is Square Enix. It's gonna take time. It's like Tomb Raider 2, and that's it. That's all.
No. I don't think so, because I don't think Tomb Raider actually made them that much money.
It made them a lot of money, dude.
Well, remember, they needed to sell 3 million copies to be profitable.
Square Enix was being stupid. That game made it eventually made them a lot of money. Like they sold like 6 million copies. It sold a lot. Because remember, they needed those Western games to pull them out of their hole. It's like it only sold 3 million. That's not good. It's like any game under any other company, it would have sold well. It's just because you need this game to get yourself out of the hole. So it's not that it sold bad. I think it did well enough.
I didn't say it sold bad. I just didn't say it didn't sell enough. That's it.
Yeah, well, by Square Enix's insane standards, you mean any other company, they'd be fucking cheering, you know?
Well, you know, it was an expensive game.
Oh, man. So, yeah, Square Enix, I don't know how many remixes they're going to do. I think they pretty much got all of them out. Final Fantasy X, Kingdom Hearts 2.5, I guess that's coming out.
Yeah,
I guess they might use something for that.
No, you know, if they're going to remake anything, remake Final Fantasy IX, that'd be fun. Yeah, I'd like to see that. Maybe a remake, give me Final Fantasy IX.
I'd prefer 8.
I say do 7, 8, and 9 just in a bundle, you know.
No.
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 They're not gonna do that because that would take too much work. I mean, upgrading PS1 graphics is hard, you know. That's not gonna happen.
It's a nice dream, though.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
I'm done with Square Enix.
Okay. Anything else about E3 before we move on?
No, it's just gonna be a cool show. Just make sure you're keeping up with the site. Anyone watching, and just kind of.
Yeah, guys, you know us.
There's a lot of news to digest once you're there, but
refresh your page every 5 seconds because it's going to be that ridiculous.
Like I said, I can't wait for the big 3 to have the press conferences because I think there's going to be 1 or 2 big surprises there that we're just going to be like, we didn't see that coming, but I think we sort of did, but.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be a great show. All right, so let's move on to some news here. Speaking about E3, so Twitch, they detailed their E3 schedule. So, yeah, if you are not at E3,
you don't work.
You don't work, exactly. Yeah. There you go. I mean, is there anything else more to say about that? It's like, there you go. That's
the schedule. If you really want to know what.
Let's spend the next 40 minutes running them down. No, we're not going to do that.
Speaking of Bethesda, yes. No Fallout 4, right? Yeah. They're not doing Fallout 4, right?
No way.
We're not saying that announcement, right?
No
not
way.
Not even like a teaser. Or they're not. I don't even think we get an acknowledgement that they're working on it.
Yeah, and we're not going to get Half-Life 3. That's not happening either.
Let's
just stop that. Yeah, because you know what's going to happen. Half-Life 3? Are we going to get it? No, it's not happening.
Yeah, because Valve doesn't even go to E3 anymore.
Valve doesn't know how to count to 3. Stop at 3. That's it. So, yeah, don't expect that, people. All right, we kind of talked about this, how Microsoft is going to have a couple little things. They're inviting 100 people to the press conference, which is pretty cool, and they have a couple of events around the LA area. So that's pretty damn cool, you know?
Okay. Like I said, they'll probably have some playable kiosks and games that are at E3, games that are at E3, which is great. Like I said, this is like, they have to kind of win hearts and minds over. It's like, hey, look, the system works. See, look, this game looks just as good as anything else. Like, there's going to be a lot of that campaigning going on, and the only way to do that is to actually sit people in front of your system and make them play it. So, yeah, so I think you'll get a lot of those people who are like, I got a PS4. It's like, oh, no, but look, our thing looks just as good. And like, oh, yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, going back to Watch Dogs, it did okay. It sold 4 million in like a week. It's like the biggest new IP for like the gaming industry, Ubisoft. It did really well, and I'm wondering what did you attribute that to? The hype or something else?
I'm going to lean towards a lot of the hype, but mostly the kind of drought that we're in. Like, I think people
I didn't even consider that. You're right about that.
People are just kind of waiting around for the next new thing, and it's like, hey, Watch Dogs is new. I've been following this for a while. Oh wait, this got delayed. Crap. And then I think just people coming back to it because the game kind of I found the game to be a big letdown, but hey, I still bought it. I was still curious about the game.
The hype kind of died for me too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you were hyped for it for a while?
I was at first, yeah, but after the delay, it was like, eh.
Yeah, you start seeing those signs where it's like something doesn't seem.
Yeah, right.
Like we've seen delays before where it's just like, oh no, we have to polish it, guys. Sorry, but then we had just watched like it was like, yeah, this game's not coming out. Shit is fucked. It's not coming out.
Yeah, I remember we were like, why isn't this at PAX? We're a month away. What's going on here?
It was that was really weird. But like I said, people were still excited because it's a new IP, and people were kind of curious. It's like they were throwing on the word it's like your cell phone Batman. I was like, okay, I'm in.
Shit, I didn't even hear that one. That would have sold me.
That's what people in my circles were calling. So you're like you run around like Batman with a cell phone. I was like, oh yeah, that's true, I guess. But.
So yeah, congratulations to Ubisoft. I'm guessing we're gonna get a sequel now, aren't we?
Yeah.
This is a fun little story.
Yeah, I'd like to see Watch Dogs in like Hong Kong or something.
Where did you set it?
Sometimes with a lot of lights, like Hong Kong or like Tokyo or something. Like let's make it like Sleeping Dogs and let's do that.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, we'll see.
Someplace with a lot of steam pipes.
Yeah, I wonder if Ubisoft's even going to talk about it this time, because I mean the game was already out. They'll probably boast about it, like, oh, we have the biggest selling IP, you know.
If anything, they'll announce maybe like a DLC or some sort of expansion pack, maybe
That's right.
maybe 8 in the early days. We find out what the fuck he is like.
Yeah, what was this man? Why is he so proficient at killing and hacking?
Why is he so good at everything? And no one even implies that maybe he was like a soldier or maybe he was just like a cop. It was like, no, you're the vigilante, which is maybe the worst alias to give anyone anywhere. Just, oh, it's the vigilante. I'm like, oh.
Didn't they have, oh yeah, in the game, spoiler alert, they do eventually give him a name, but it's not any better than the vigilante's better than the game they eventually give him. Like, really? That's the name? Okay.
That's the best we can do.
All right. This one, this is a follow-up to a story you did before. Crystal, you actually wrote this. The previously buried E.T. Atari games are going to be sold.
Oh, yay. No one's excited.
It's just a little fun curiosity to have.
Well, you're owning a piece of history. Like you own something that was part of the big video game crash.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is.
Like that's really cool. Like I wouldn't mind having that if I had a couple of $100,000 to spare. I don't know what the going rate for these games are, but
yeah, for a really shitty game that was buried in New Mexico for the last 30 years.
You get it for the story.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I mean, it'd be really cool to say like, oh yeah. By the way, this game was taken out of a landfill. Like that's kind of cool. Like,
well, the funny part is that the mayor wants to make it like a nice place for people to visit. She even wants to put a sign.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
And people will visit the sign and be like, yeah, there's games underneath us that no one really cares about because it's the worst game ever.
Like an E.T. mass grave.
Oh man, horrible.
I'm like imagining someone visiting and dressing up as E.T. and just chilling.
Phone home.
Just doing candlelight vigils and they're like.
Oh man. All right, George, you posted this. So Hardline Battlefield got leaked. Okay, I saw it myself. I'm like, this isn't very impressive, but it's a beta or something, so I guess it wouldn't be impressive.
Yeah, when I first got wind of this video, I brought it up to you guys. I was like, hey guys, take a look at this. I was like, this is like ass, right? And you're like, yeah. And I was like, well, it's supposed to be beta for the new Battlefield game called Battlefield Hardline, which DICE was very active to say, like, we are still fixing Battlefield 4. This is another group of guys working on it. We have not abandoned Battlefield 4. They're very on top of that. They didn't
yes.
We did not drop what we were doing. This is the game. This other game is being worked on, but we are fixing Battlefield 4. Here's a netcode update. But yeah, we got to look at it. Think Payday the heist, but like on a larger scale.
That's what it looks like, yeah.
I mean, we didn't see any actual like gunplay. It was literally just one guy running around the level, getting inside police bikes and flying a helicopter and base jumping. And I mean, it looks okay. I mean, I'll try it out. I mean, we'll probably see more of it at E3.
Yeah.
Video was quickly taken down by EA, so that kind of gave us some hint that it's like, oh, okay, so this was a real thing.
Yeah, that's legit.
Yeah, because when I found the video, it only had like 250 or 300 views, and I was like, I guess I'll post this up. And by the time it was taken down, I think it had like 17,000. Like, it's it's funny when you see other outlets pick it up, you kind of notice when it becomes a thing. Because then you sound like, oh, well, Shaq News picked it up. Oh, well, D-Toy picked it up. These guys picked it up. And then you see those views go up, and then before you know it, I'm like, oh, let me go back and see what the comments are. And it's like, video's been taken down by request of EA for copyright infringement. I was like, I guess this is real.
Yeah. So you caught it, so that's good. Yeah, I remember that because, because you're like, is this legit, guys? My skeptical ass was like, this is bullshit.
Like, no, it's a mod, man. Which is, no.
That.
Guys make mods all the time. And I'm like, well, it is going through Origin, and there is, it is popping in a library, and yeah, but it did just look like a mod. Like so.
Yeah, it really did. It really did.
It looked like I got just reskin the game, but no, it was a beta.
Yeah, we'll definitely see it though. One of my friends who lives in LA, she took a picture of the convention center, and right there, big ass poster, Battlefield Hardline. So there you go.
Yeah, it's going to be a single-player story done by Visceral Games, I think.
I think so, yeah. Visceral, Dead Space guys, yeah.
And then another DICE team working on the multiplayer. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of game modes this have. I think there was a heist mode and something called like Big Money mode or something. So it looks like it's going to be somewhat objective-based. Where one of the levels was like, this is a fucking vault. Here's the cop station. So yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing like big large-scale bank robbery breaking out into the streets, and it'd be interesting to see. Just because will they put civilians in there? Like how How hard are they going to go with this? How hard is Hardline going to be?
Oh, man. I like that, even though it's corny. All right, this is a short little one. Pours one out for the PSP. It's finally been retired. So that's it. 10 years, man.
What's been retired?
The PSP, the PlayStation Portable, the very first one.
Oh, yeah, the system that outsold the Vita.
Yeah. Sorry, it's true, people.
I love that the first year the Vita came out, the PSP was still selling more copies. Like, they're still selling more units of it, and they stopped making games for it. Like, that was amazing.
It's crazy.
But yeah,
that's it.
Good little system. Like, hey,
I liked it.
I watched a ton of movies on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the UMDs and stuff.
But yeah, that was a great. Oh god, UMDs, remember that format? And they just said, well, fuck this shit. Because then you could just download it straight from the library, and then the game, and then the movies were just like stupidly overpriced. Where it's like, oh man, Spider-Man 2, I've seen this movie a million times. Why is it $25 on the Sony store? Like, no, thank you.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we're gonna skip the Batman story because we already kind of talked about it. They got delayed. Whatever, just polish it. I don't care. Make it play good. You know, I don't really care.
It's my tier.
I know. I'm sad. I want to play it, but you know what? It's gonna be all right. And then the last thing here, I'm still worried about this. So the Metal Gear movie has a new director now. Metal Gear is interesting because even though people claim that it's more movie than game, I don't know how that wacky story is gonna translate to a fucking movie.
It's not. That's gonna be the issue. or it'll just be like a very kind of generic spy movie and won't go too over the top. But like I said, I don't know. If they do it like a Tom Clancy movie, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Tom Clancy with mechs.
Yeah, sure. Like I just hate commenting on like these future movie topics. I was like, I don't know. Let me see a trailer first, and then maybe I can like.
Yeah, well, that's why I just wanted to just do it really quickly, just so people know.
But they're still doing it. They're still working on it.
Exactly.
That's always something.
All right, and that's pretty much all that. So let's get into what we've been playing lately. Crystal, what games have you been playing this past week?
I have started replaying Dragon Age Origins.
Oh boy.
I've got to prepare. And even though I've played it like 100,000 times already, I still have to prepare.
What class are you playing as now?
I am playing as a mage because that seems to be. I'm not a huge fan of the combat in Origins, which is.
Yeah, it wasn't that good. I agree with you on that one.
Yeah, but the mage becomes like so overpowered at some point where you can just kind of show up and like things don't even get near you.
Exactly.
It's pretty amazing.
So, I mean, like at this point, just playing through it is like get through the combat as quickly as possible.
Yeah, that game. I mean, the combat. Yeah, it was just okay, but for me, it was more about the story. So yeah, that's a good one to revisit. I kind of envy the fact that you're able to go back to play these games. There's a bunch of games I want to replay, but it's like I got other shit to play that's so I can't do it. I can't do it. That's awesome. Anything else?
No, that's about it right now.
Yeah, that game. That's it. That's all you really need.
Yeah, exactly. But all that DLC, that'll take some time.
Yeah, that's true. Awakening and all that stuff. Yeah, that's gonna take a while. So that's awesome.
I'm
George,
okay
with that.
Yeah, George, what about you, man?
I'm doing a lot. I just wrapped up Wolfenstein, which I really liked.
Nice.
So keep an eye out for that review sometime this week, hopefully. And loading up stuff on my iPad because I'm going. You guys are going to California. I'm going to New Orleans for a bachelor party. So I'm thinking. I'm trying to figure out what's a good iPad game to just bring in like the downtime where I'm trying to nurse a hangover or something. So I'm probably gonna go with XCOM: Enemy Unknown for the iPad, which I hear good things about. But I already have Star Wars: The Old Republic, which I'm like 2 hours in. So I was like, this would be really fun to play on a flight or any delays that I'm going through. So yeah, so a lot of iPad research. So and Hearthstone.
Yeah, Hearthstone. I was about to say that. Yeah.
Great game. I'm playing a lot of that. I just kind of, like I said, 5-10 minutes here and there. I was like, oh, let me do a match of Hearthstone. Oh, I lost. Fuck you. And then I go back and lose again. And like, I'm this close to spending money. And I was like, I need some legit cards. I was like, I can't. I used to be really bad at like free-to-play games where just making those like stupid perks. Like, I'll just drop $50. It's not a big deal. Well, like I feel like all the time I've put into Hearthstone, I can like, you know what? I can give them like $10-15.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Exactly.
It seems like a good compromise. Like, hey, thank you for giving me a free game that I've been playing for days on end. So here's some money.
Yeah. So what happens? Like, if you lose, you don't get good cards or something?
No. Everything's EXP based, but you get bonuses for winning. So they'll say like, hey, if you win 3 matches, they have like daily challenges. So it's like, hey, you win 3 matches as a warrior, we will get 50 Warcraft coins, and then like 100 coins will get you a new deck.
Okay.
So you can kind of bypass and be like, well, how about I just give you $15 and give you a bunch of decks? So like, well, you can do that too. But you don't have to actually put any money into the game. If you actually just play and win, or even sometimes play and lose, sometimes you just have to just play matches, you'll be rewarded with some currency that you can use for the for a new deck.
Okay, so that's good. So you have the option of playing. You're not forced to play.
Yeah. Or say you just don't want to put that much time in it. You just want really good cards up front. You can just throw some money in there and work that way. So, like I said, that's kind of the right way you do a free-to-play game.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like there was a Final Fantasy game that came out. It was like you had to pay for everything.
The Rhythm, I think. That was
Is it the Rhythm?
Yeah, it was like $1 game, but you had to pay for all the characters, which were like $1 each.
Yeah, which is insane.
Yeah, and also the game wasn't that good, so it was like on top of being horrible, you had this like really offensive payment model. Yeah, not good.
Yeah, so see, 2 examples. This is how you do it. This is how you don't do it. All right. Anything else?
No, it's been kind of tame this way. Like Wolfenstein, like I said, I really like Wolfenstein. It's weird. And
I'm gonna probably check that out.
And like I said, me and you played it. We were both kind of like meh. And literally after that part where I was just kind of meh, the game got really good.
That's awesome.
And we talk about world building. It does a really good job of building that world. And like I said, the Nazis take over the world, and you're like the resistance. So it's got this whole kind of like David and Goliath kind of vibe to it, where just like, there's no end to how powerful these people are, but yet BJ Blazkowicz is gonna give it his damn well hardest or whatever.
You have to go against mechs that go in, like, don't they have like mechs on the moon or some crazy shit? Like they have all this insane.
Spoiler, you do go to the moon. There's a Nazi base on the moon.
Ooh.
And the first thing he says, he goes, BJ, are you okay? What's your status? I'm on the fucking moon.
That's great. All right. As far as myself, I'm playing Sly Cooper, the collection on Vita. It's really cool. It's not that different from playing on the PS3, which I actually didn't do. I still have my game in shrink wrap, but I played a friend's copy. I love those games, and it's cool to kind of play them on the Vita and stuff. I mean, you could tell they had to make a couple of concessions with the, with the graphics, whatever. It's Sly, it's good, And then the main one I'm playing now is Murdered Soul Suspect. When I first started playing it for the first couple of hours, I'm like, people ask me how it was, and I'm like, it's a game. And George, you and I have talked about that. When we think of it's a game. It kind of
feels like LA Noire with ghosts, which is maybe
pretty much.
That's probably the easiest way to describe it to someone, because it is a little bit more complicated than that. But I think when you're trying to like explain it, it's like if you actually sit there and break through the different game, you're just gonna immediately lose people, and I don't think that's fair to the game in a sense.
Yeah, because the thing is, and then after I played it some more, I'm like, okay, I could play this game for long stretches of time and not get bored. I'm like, that's a good point. It's not like I'm playing Yaiba or something or Drakengard where I'm like, oh my god, make the torture end. I'm like, I genuinely like going around looking for clues, figuring things out. I like that. So it's a good game. It's not great. It's not going to blow you away, but it's a good game.
Kind of curious to see how it turns out and what you think of it at the end of it.
Yeah, I'm going to have a review for you guys for that and Sly before I head out to E3 on Saturday, so you'll get my thoughts on it. But yeah, it's a good game. It's not great. I kind of like the fact that it's not a big AAA game at the same time. You know what I mean? It's like it's a smaller game. I kind of there's not that pressure on. I'm explaining it wrong, but I kind of like that. It's not the game is not demanding too much of me. I think that's what I'm trying to say, and I don't mind that at all. There are some points with demons, which I'm like, you could have left that out of the game.
You have to applaud the fact that it's a new IP. It's a fairly fresh idea, and whether it works or not, I don't think that's the point. The point is like you should give these games a shot.
Exactly.
Even if they're not your cup of tea, it's like a fucking Ghost Detective game. Sure, why the fuck not? And go from there. But we'll see what happens. Like, I kind of applaud Square Enix for just kind of taking a chance on something new.
I agree with that. So yeah, that's all I've been playing. And my wish is because I haven't played. I keep forgetting the name of the goddamn Bravely Default. I haven't played that for months. I want to really play that on the airplane.
There you go.
Like just 12 hours of just fucking Bravely Default. That would be great.
Get your street pass on while you're at E3, man.
Oh, dude.
Man.
I wish Nintendo would like do a patch so it could have as many people as possible because I can't stop every 10 seconds at a convention to check on these things, Because I'm not exaggerating. You will literally get 10 people in 10 seconds at any given convention. So it's like I would like to just go back to my hotel room at the end of the night. It's like you have 300 people, cool. Instead of like 10 people, I only passed 10 people in an entire day. How's that possible? So yeah, that's gonna be.
Yeah, that would require Nintendo actually knowing what they're doing.
That's not gonna happen. And I should tell the folks. Probably, I'm gonna just no ShockCast next week for obvious reasons.
We'll talk it out and see if there's something we can do remotely. But But chances are no ShockCast next week, just because I will probably be dead. And
I'll probably be dead, dude. We'll all be dead. We'll all be dead. So that's why I hesitated when I said no ShockCast, because maybe we'll get,
we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll remote in and a Wednesday night, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, we do this shit remotely anyway.
Get you guys in a hotel room, and we'll just see what happens.
Yeah. Ryan will have his head on my shoulders. He's just so tired. It's okay, Ryan. It's okay. Oh, man. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for listening and watching. Make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube and iTunes and on SoundCloud. Everything's DualShockers. So make sure you listen to us because we always got good stuff for you. Not next week probably, but always after that.
We generally have good stuff.
Generally have good stuff for you guys. Hey, we throw videos up too, man. We got a lot of good stuff. And next week, ooh, man, yeah, stay tuned for DualShockers, the site. Just refresh. I know there's a program out there for like Google or something that could refresh your site. Do that. Just refresh the site constantly. There's going to be
your RSS feed.
Yeah, yeah. Do people even use RSS feeds anymore?
Yeah, some people do. If you're in, if you're cool and you're in the know, use an RSS feed.
I thought like if you were hip, you don't use RSS feeds. I've never used RSS feeds myself because I'm like a tech tart.
Cool guys get their news from RSS feeds.
I'm not cool, man.
That happens.
Yeah, it's going to be a flood of information, so stay tuned to the site. All right, I'm rambling now. So we'll see you next week. This week I was joined by Crystal Mills. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And hopefully you'll be back on, for the future because it's just a sausage fest around here. We need a girl here. All right, and George Jimenez, say something for the people that are listening to the show. As far as George is concerned, we just do this shit on video and that's it. No one listens to this.
Yeah, that's right. It's an audio thing. I should stop doing visual stuff.
Yeah, we do both, man. That's why I said listening and watching.
Yeah, goodbye, whatever.
And my stupid ass, Tony Polanco, will see you around. Bye-bye.
E3.
You.